Hi guys, it's Tom here and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be episode number 1 of my looking ahead to 2022 Cheltenham Festival. I'll be doing a video every week giving you a couple of anti-post selections. So hopefully we can land a couple of big bets during the week this coming March. So I'm going to start with my first selection for the 2022 Cheltenham Festival, and that is in the Marsh. I'm definitely signed for Bob Olinger. Ever since he won the Ballymore last March at Cheltenham, I thought he was the most impressive horse of the whole week. He visually was just took me by surprise because I'd actually backed Gail Dumnil for the Ballymore, who did run a very good race in second, but Bob Olinger was a different league. He was just top class and he looks a proper chaser in the making. I think the Marsh will be his ultimate aim this season. I don't see why they'd drop him down to 2 miles or stepping up to 3 miles. 2.5 miles seems perfect. He looks like an Envoy Allen, really, but hopefully he can actually go and win the Marsh this time. So fingers crossed that he turns out to be a very good jumper, as we don't know yet until he takes on his first task over fences. But no reason to see why around 7-2-4-1 I think you can get for him right now. That seems a very big price to me, as I know it's a long time, but on the day, if he goes unbeaten and goes there in good form, he will be evens, I would have thought, on the day, and other horses will just run scared of him. I looked at Braesman Games' victory the other day at Newton Abbot, and he was very impressive. His jumping was very slick on debut over fences, but I do think Nichols doesn't target Cheltenham as much as other trainers, so I do think he might even go to Aintree Braesman Game over Cheltenham, or if he does go to Cheltenham, he might go for the RSA or the Festival North Chase, a 3-mile chase. As I don't think that he'll want to take on Bob Olinger again, as Bob Olinger beat him very, very well in the Ballymore last year. So so I do think Braesman Game might not turn up for the race. Looking at the form of Bob Olinger last year, Fernie Hollow could be anything this season. No one really knows where he's going to go. I'm assuming he'll go for the Champion Hurdle. I'm guessing that'll be their route to go for him. He's quite inexperienced still over the obstacles. But he did beat Bob Olinger last year, and he could be anything Fernie Hollow still. So I think Bob Olinger is like different levels. So Fernie Hollow, you couldn't go against either at this point in time. Bob Olinger also handles any sort of ground. As he proved last year, he handles heavy, good, soft. So I do think that's a worry that something you don't have to worry about when it comes to Cheltenham, backing him right now for anti-post market. I just think the Marsh will cut up a lot, as Classical Dream is around 10-1 for the race right now, but he'll go to stayers. My Drogo is the only one that I can actually see challenging him right now for the Skeletons. He looked very good last year, but I just don't think he has the same sort of class as what Bob Olinger has shown. So I do think My Drogo will probably will be second favourite for the race. So I just think the race will cut up a lot for the Marsh this coming March, and Bob Olinger at 7-2-4-1. If he gets all safe and sound, he's just going to look a huge price, and he'll just scare off other teams, I would have thought. So I do think Bob Olinger for the Marsh is going to be my first selection for the 2022 Cheltenham Festival. Now going to my second selection, we're going to look ahead for the Festival Chase. So it's the RSA, the 3-mile novice chase. And my tip for that will be Galopin des Champs at around 7 or 8-1. You can get for him right now for Willie Mullins. He won the Martin Pipe at Cheltenham last year, and he was super impressive in doing so. He beat Langerdam for the Skeletons, who was chucked in as well, and he was clear of the rest as well. So Galopin des Champs, and then went and won in Ireland in a Grade 1 over 3 miles, and he absolutely obliterated them. The further he's gone, the better he's looked, and he just looks a proper chaser as well in making. He loves 3 miles, he's proven it. A slightly better ground, I think, would suit him, as his form last year at the start of the season on heavy ground wasn't good at all. So I do think slightly better ground would suit him, but he should get that in March, and it's quite a dry, it looks like it's going to be quite a dry season anyway. So I do think Galopin des Champs around 7-8-1. Another, it's a bit of a bigger price, and that looks like it's going to be his aim, assuming that he can jump fence as well. But there's no reason to think that he can't jump a fence well. So I do think Galopin des Champs at 8-1 is probably a very good selection right now. It will be a slightly more competitive race than the Marsh will be, because horses will favour taking on Galopin des Champs, for example, than going and taking on Bob Olinger, just because people have got that thing about Bob Olinger. He could be the next big thing. So although the RSA or the Festival Knowledge Chase could be a slightly better race, more competitive race, I do think Galloping Champs at 8-1 looks a very good price, because if a few horses don't go, like Braesman Game, he's joint favourite for the race. If he doesn't turn up Cheltenham, his price will just come lower and lower. And assuming that he wins his first couple of chases this year and he jumps well, he's going to be as short as 3-1, I would have thought, by Christmas. So I do think at 8-1, 7-1 right now, he's a very good price. He's proven at Cheltenham, like Bob Bollinger is. So they both tick those boxes. And they just look very, very good horses. And they were my two standouts from the last festival meeting. Just visually, I was like, wow, they were just wow moments. So they were my two horses take from it. And they're going to be my two ante-post selections for the 2022 Cheltenham Festival. Now it's around a 35-1 double, those two horses, which seems an unbelievable price, assuming they both stay fit and well and they get there. But those two races are going to be their main targets. You don't have to worry about them going for a different race. So I do think those two I've backed them in a 35-1 double as well, as I just think it's a cracking price. It's an each way bet as well, as you cannot see them finishing outside the placings, really. They seem top quality. They've proven it at the highest level. So I do think both of them are cracking prices. So hopefully I'd back them now, guys, as they'll only get shorter. As soon as they go for their first races this season and they prove that they can jump well, which you can't go along thinking they won't jump well, as they're built for chasing, and they'll probably be aimed at the Gold Cup in time. So I do think right now they're very good prices, and I'd back them right now. So make sure to tune in next week, guys, when I'll have episode 2 out for my next couple of ante-post selections. And make sure you can visit my Instagram, Thompson Racing Tips, and sign up to become a member or to get all my daily tips throughout the whole season. So thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.